Strudwick still in the middle. Despotovski. Good cross. Important header that one from Bilokapic. Zdrilic with time. Milicic wants to take on the Perth defence. Moric has drifted to the right. No problem this one though for Buljubasic. And the referee not happy with that challenge by Rudan. It was a strong one on Kalac. The free kick quickly taken. Naven. Good turn this one by Kalac. Still going. And that was a clear foul there by Bilokapic, no question of that. And a good sign for Perth. Kalac, a very pacey player. He's been around in a short space of time. Kalac has already had spells in England, Malaysia, and of course UTS Olympic. What can the Glory do here? Wingell over the ball. McVittie, Strudwick as well. The whistle has gone. The ball has to be played. Here comes the shot. Takes a deflection. And a goal for the Glory from the set piece. Paul Strudwick fires home with the help of a deflection. And surprise, surprise, the visitors in front. The goal coming after 11 minutes. And some hesitation there from the Sydney United defence. Proved fatal. What a start that one for Perth. Rudan there has his work cut out on Kalac. Mark Rudan, a very accomplished defender, struggled to get into that Sydney United side this season, which says a lot about their strength and depth, the number of quality defenders they really do have. Rudan would probably get a game at any other club in the league. Yeah, and obviously if we have a look at their side of Kupresak, Babic and Popovic forming that central trio, it's very, very hard for Mark Rudan to get in, and it's great to have him as a replacement for any one of those three, as we see today. Here come United now on the counter. The cross towards Enes. Good defending there by McVittie. Still City United though. Pressed forward. And a great shot there off the bar from Marusic. It was coming in onto his right foot. A bending, dipping shot here from Marusic. What a quality player he is. Prepared to take on Craig Naven in that Perth defence. Not too far away. Just on 10 minutes left in the first half, and still Perth in front. The home crowd starting to get impatient. Milicic now with an opportunity. Great save, Maris. Zdrilic wants to keep the ball in play. And the cover arrived from Ithier in the nick of time, but Ante Milicic there. Clean through the middle on the end of this beautiful long pass. Getting in front there of Naven, I think it was. And Maris doing well to block the shot. The corner's in here. And away it was by Strudwick. Marusic down this right side. Another corner. So pressure being applied now by Sydney United. Scott Miller getting his body in the way. More work to do for Maris in that goal as Marusic's corner comes towards Kupresak. Goal! Sydney United. And not for the first time, Velimir Kupresak comes to the rescue for the Pumas. Such a good player in the air. A well-flighted corner kick. And when he's got a sight on goal from that distance, he doesn't miss too often, Velimir Kupresak. 1-1 now between Sydney United and the Perth Glory. Kupresak with the equaliser. Yeah, what a good corner this is, and we've just noticed a little bit of a swirling wind picking up, but what a header. He's climbed, got very strong in the air. We see it again from this angle. Kupresak is up in the air. Look at him hang, and powerful header straight in the back of the net. So Kupresak with his 9th goal for Sydney United. I'd suggest 90% of them from his head, although we saw him score a great goal earlier in the season with a volley. Very much an underrated player, though, Kupresak.
Very consistent, great defender, very strong. But as we saw there, able to score goals with his head. But it was also a great corner by Marusic. Just hung it in there. One of the worst things a defender wants is the ball hanging just over your head. And that ball just sat above those two Perth Glory defenders' heads, and Kupresak just flew in and knew exactly where it was going.
Well, Perth, all of a sudden, finding themselves with a lot of defending to do. Sydney United having equalised, pressing forward, winning a succession of corners. Here's Marusic again with the ball. Will he try and find Marusic once again? And Zdrilic this time at the near post strikes blood for Sydney United. So 2 corners in quick succession, and Sydney United are well back into this match. Zdrilic with his 7th goal of the season, and the crowd brought to life.
And the Puma there is a little bit excited, but again, a set move play. One of the areas that we don't really credit Sydney United with much, but because of the way they play throughout the game, normally with their style. But what 2 great set moves, 2 corners, 2 goals. Here we see it again, Marusic, this time opting for the little one near post, not so much height, but again, a severe bend. And Zdrilic's man on the spot, gets a good header in, gets in front of his player. Back of the net, goal.
Well, that's a learning curve for Perth and how to defend from corners. We've already talked about how good Sydney United are in the air. They've certainly confirmed that this evening. 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes, both from corners, has turned the game around. Bilokapic thinks about the shot, goes to Moric instead. Wingell there, cleaned up by Bilokapic quite fairly. Milicic is onside. Zdrilic in the middle. Marusic lurking at the back of the box. And what a good header that was, an important one too from McVittie. Kalac goes to Wingell. A deep cross, unmarked. All of a sudden on this far side is Strudwick. He's already scored once. Lovely turn, this cross, and straight into the arms of Kalac. Good skill there, though, by Paul Strudwick. Look at this again. Just completely deceiving Rudan. But the game has opened up. Into the space all of a sudden for Trajkovski. It's teeming down here at Denzel Park. Milicic with the header. Difficult conditions for the players. I'm sure Perth won't be used to these sort of conditions. Used to dry weather and a hard pitch.
The pitch is quite solid. The water seems to be holding on the top, and as we've seen, a number of players losing their footing and the ball skimming across the top, with the water just sitting on the top of the surface, not really sinking down below into the lower areas of the park.
Trajkovski. Good ball in. Away by McVittie. Strudwick giving the ball away, though, straight back to Trajkovski. Naven coming across to close down the space. Bilokapic. Babic now. Good run by Milicic. Part the control, let him down when it mattered. Great awareness there by Milicic. A lovely through pass from Ante Moric. Did everything right, just unfortunately unable to keep control of the ball. Branko Chelina checks his watch. There's 3 minutes left, I can tell him, before stoppages in this first half. Strudwick, who has some skill. There's been a slip by Babic. 3 against 1 for Perth. Kalac against the keeper. And unlucky there for Kalac. Kalac makes a very, very important save.
Yeah, again, we see how dangerous it is to sit back. Despotovski steals from Babic, who slips and lays the ball to Kalac. He strikes quite well, and a very needed save at that near post by by Kalac.
Well, Kalac stretching those long legs of his out to make the save. Good ball forward, finds McVittie. Kalac now, in the middle is Strudwick. He can get the ball across, it's a good one. Strudwick now drops the ball down. Back heels there towards McVittie, still Strudwick. The shot takes a deflection and away for a corner. Well, Paul Strudwick has an uncanny ability to find himself some room in that Sydney United penalty area. Once again, his run not picked out by the home side. And he's already scored once. He could well have had a second there. Good play by Perth. The corner's been quickly taken. And Miller's crossed towards the edge of the box. Naven is there, but Rudan the stronger player in the air. And Ithier's pass just telegraphed really. Babic cleans up and Sydney United on the break. Zdrilic players to his right and left. He's still going through the middle. Zdrilic. Onside is Marusic. Tips the keeper. Goal Sydney United. And Marusic makes them pay the glory. What a moment for him. Kresimir Marusic, a crowd favourite here at Denzel Park, no doubt about that. And a copybook counter-attack there by the Pumas. And Morris wonders what went wrong.
Yeah, but good patient play there by Sydney United. They counted very quickly. They broke. Zdrilic had two options. Milicic on the right and Marusic, classy finish. Just flicks it over to at the far post over the keeper.
Team, of course, down by 2 goals. The corner taken by Naven. Away by Kupresak. Naven does well to get the ball back in. Despotovski, and not too far away there by Despotovski. He had no time to measure the angles there, Despotovski. No backleft at all. Bang. And a good chance there, and a good effort too. Milicic, shot and goal, Ante Milicic, the eye of a needle. Ante Milicic surely puts the issue beyond doubt. And a good quick break by United. A lovely through ball played into Milicic, but didn't he take the chance well, Ante Milicic. The shot just eluding Morris, in off the post, 4-1 Sydney United.
Michael, you're a premonition there of Zeljko. What a great ball as we see from this, the replay. He's just received the ball, turned magnificently here. Look at him. And watch this with the outside of the foot. He just strokes it in between the play, in behind. Milicic does well, probably doesn't hit it as well, just bounces at the keeper and just in at the far post.
Well, here's Cvetko with his first touch, setting up the chance for Milicic. He had a lot to do at this point, though, and look at the angles all right there for Ante Milicic. And Sydney United cruising now with a 3-goal cushion against a very brave Perth side. A little bit unlucky, the Glory, to be behind 4-1. Miller in there smartly. Kalac comes out. Kalac past Kalac. Kalac should score. He does so. And full credit there to Kalac. He's worked so hard this evening. He's put those Sydney United defenders under pressure at every opportunity. That's a classic striker's finish. And a deserved reward there for Kalac for all the hard work he's put in this evening. Let's not talk about the mistakes made in the Sydney United defence. Let's talk about the effort of that man, Kalac.
Exactly, Michael. He's been teasing and tormenting those central duo all night. And as you said, a deserved goal. We see him here. He doesn't let up. He continues hassling. The opportunity comes there. As you said, let's not talk about the mistakes, which were definite there. Kalac and Rudan, but he's fought hard. And how quick is he? That's brilliant technique around the keeper. An open goal and slots it away.
And, of course, we should point out that 2 or 3 seasons ago, Kalac may have been tempted to take down the man there, but of course under the new regulations he would have been off straight away. So a rule change that has been applauded far and wide by FIFA.
Yep, Michael, any of the professional fouls, I mean, it takes away from the spirit of the game, and I think it's a very good incentive. The game is about competing on the same level. It's a sport, and unfortunately, there's some of the aspects which FIFA have nullified by a few rule changes.
So a more respectable scoreline now for the Glory. 4-2 it is. A 6-goal thriller here at Ensor Park. A thriller it has been too. Plenty of chances at either end. Both teams committed to attack. And here's time again for United. Marusic, though, out quickly to snuff out the danger. Momentarily, though, because Sydney United again press forward. Moric past Wingell. Good skills. The shot comes in. And Marusic with his body behind the goal. Behind the ball, I should say, as we look at that goal from Kalac a moment or two ago. It was Miller there with just the clearance, really. The ball dropping behind Rudan. Kalac out a mile from his penalty area. And Kalac with the composure to slot the ball home. So Kalac with his second goal in the National League, 4 appearances. All of them for the Perth Glory.
You've got to give it to Perth, Michael. They still haven't backed off at all. They're attempting to play football, looking for that elusive third goal, and you get a third goal with 10 minutes to go. Anything's possible. You're only 1 down.
Well, Zdrilic now, who's already scored once this evening. Lovely layoff there for Milicic, and a blazing shot there just over the top there from Milicic. Good understanding there between those Sydney United players. Milicic aware of the opportunity, sprinting forward in support. You'll just see the red shirt flash there across your screen. Plenty of power in the shot, but unfortunately for Milicic, just over the bar.
Again, very good awareness by Zdrilic here. Good understanding, draws 2 players. And Milicic unleashes a rocket there.
Well, we almost had a third Perth goal while we were watching that replay, and Kalac it was who had to spread and make the save. Well, Perth all of a sudden, with some life. Sydney United had better be careful, because Perth, who have clawed a goal back, would have made things very interesting if that had gone in. Kalac earning his corn as Despotovski goes forward now. The shot from Despotovski. And not a bad effort there from Despotovski. Stretching with the shot. And Bobby Despotovski, top scorer for Perth this season. 4 goals so far. But Perth would have made life interesting if they'd been able to score from this situation a moment or two ago. The cross coming in from the right. And a good strong header from Strudwick, I think it was. Kalac at full stretch. Important interception that was from Naven, who continues his run. Look at the space now for Wingell. Plenty of Perth players forward. Wingell there with a very poor cross under the circumstances. He'll be disappointed with himself there, Dale Wingell. He had 2 in the middle. One of them was his captain, Gareth Naven, who started to move deep in his own half, but now it's at the other end. Milicic against the keeper. Marusic with the save. Here's Miller. Good challenge from Kupresak. Through the middle, unmarked, is Cvetko. Forced a little bit wider, though, than he would have liked. Marusic lines up the shot. Power from Marusic. And not too far away from the birthday boy.
Besides, Zissap has plenty of time, no one near him, and look how the ball just corrected. As you see the ball in flight, it stops and dips and swerves every which way. Strikes it beautifully here. unfortunately just wide of that left upright.
Here's Marusic, but it's all over. Sydney United stay unbeaten at top of the Ericsson Cup. Final score here at Denzel Park. Sydney United 4, the Perth Glory 2.